Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Anton here, and we're back with another Discord video. So today, I don't have the tutorial for you guys, but I want to show you guys something that I started working on. So far, I guess the prototype is pretty much complete and it works fine. But hold on, I did not mean to do that. So it works fine. I just wanted to share it with you guys and ask for some feedback and see what could be improved or what other features could be added. But I do have an idea of what I will add. So let me just zoom in on this real quick. Okay, so before we even get started, let me CD into my code over here. Let me just open up my Visual Studio Code, my text editor. Okay, so basically what I did was I made a simple project scaffolding, I guess is what you can call it, or one would call it, but it's pretty much like a project builder. Um, so basically what you do is you go into this tool and you just type slash dot slash index, and it's gonna open up a prompt, right? But however, I actually had it set so that it sets it links, it creates a symlink, so you can actually use this command djs to actually get it to work. Okay, so if I go into, let's say if I want to create a project and I have the tool installed on my system, so I'm in my documents folder right now, or actually let me go to my desktop and we're gonna go to DJS Playground because this is where I have all of my sample projects. So if I do DJS, okay, it's gonna give me a prompt and it's gonna ask me, oh whoops, it's gonna ask me what would you like to do. So you can either create a new Discord project, you can generate a command, or you can delete a command. So far it's very simple. There's nothing, there's not a lot to it right now. But again, the whole point of this is to give you a pretty good starting point to developing your bot. So if we press new to enter the name of the project, we're just gonna call this my Discord bot, and it's gonna ask you which library are you using. So right now you can see there's two options. The Discord Pi one does not work as of now, but Discord JS works just fine. So I'm gonna actually probably disable Discord Pi, but I'm gonna have to look at the library again because it's been a while since I've actually used it. But I could probably get it to work for Discord Pi as well. It would be pretty nice if I could support both of these two and more if possible. So we're gonna click on Discord JS and it's going to ask you, do you want to install the Commando framework? So I'm going to select yes. So if you guys don't know what the Commando framework is, it's the official commands framework for Discord.js. Okay, so I highly recommend you learn how to use it because it could be beneficial for you. And I did a couple of videos on it, and I will be continuing with that series, so definitely check it out. So we're going to install the Commando framework, and it's going to ask you for your bot token. So let me just grab my bot token real quick if I can open up my other screen. Okay, I'm gonna just regenerate and copy. Okay, so I'm gonna paste it in here. Okay, you won't be able to see it because it's hidden. So now generate Discord JS project. So if I go, I can see cd my Discord, my dash Discord dash bot, and I'm just gonna open my text editor and let's take a look at what actually happens. So let me zoom in on this. Okay, so you can see right over here we have two directories and two files. So let's look at the bot.js file. So it generated a simple project with this template, and if you try to run the bot right now, it will work. So let's do ls nodemon bot.js, and the crash core bot has logged in. If I go to my Discord, let me see. Let's open up my test. You can see that our bot is online. Doesn't do anything, but it's fine. Okay, so now let's take a look at the other files. Let me just exit this out. So obviously right now I might be fixing this up soon, so that way you don't have all this clutter all in one screen. So I'm definitely gonna be fixing some of this stuff up, but right now we're using the Commando framework. Okay, so you can see on the first line it says cons Commando. This requires the Commando library. This creates the Commando client. This is just a dependency, the path dependency to join paths. You don't really need it because I can, instead of doing this, I can just reference the the absolute path itself. Okay, and this is just to bring in the config so we can get our token. I might change this actually to use a .env file, but I'm not sure about that. And line 5 is, you're going to see this is a registry. So what I'm doing here is this file over here registers all the commands. Okay, so you can see, let's take a look, but before we get into that, let's take a look at the other stuff. And then the rest is just the login and then the client on ready. And obviously you'd be free to modify, you can add other stuff like client on guild member add, and you can do all that good stuff. So let's go to djs.json. So this is just a simple JSON file. It just describes the project itself. As of now, I think we just needed 3 basic keys. So a simple key for project, which gives you the name of the project, the framework. So if you did choose to install the Commando framework, this would be set to true. And then groups. This groups maps to an array, and this is just going to register. Well, it's going to define all of the command groups that we have. Okay. So as you can see right over here, we have the commands folder. This is where all of the command groups and commands are going to be registered. And then we have the config folder. So let's look at the config folder real quick. Let's look at config.json. You're going to see in the prompt, we were prompted to add our token. And that's what it did over here. It takes your token and puts it in here. Okay, but again, I might end up changing it to using a .env file, which would end up requiring another dependency, but again, I'm not too sure about that. But like I said, I'm open to feedback. Like I definitely want to make this a useful project that other people can benefit from. I want to make sure, you know, it's good and powerful in its own ways. Okay, so let's look at the registry.js file. Okay, so over here, I'm bringing in the Commando framework again. I'm requiring the config file, and I'm bringing in the path file, or I'm bringing in the path module. And I have a function over here, and you can see I'm setting it to module. I'm saying module.exports equal this function, so that way when I require it, I can require it into this bot.js file. And since it's just a function, I can just easily call it. Now this function takes in the client object, which you can see right over here. Let me just put this side by side. You can see on line 5 on the left side, over here, I'm requiring the registry.js file. And then since inside this file, I'm exporting a function, I can just call that function directly like this. Okay, so I'm passing in the client, which is the Commando client, and what I'm doing in here is I'm registering all of our groups. Okay, so that's the reason why I needed to bring in the JSON file, because I'm saying client.registry.register groups, and then I'm referencing config.groups, which is this array over here, and I'm just going to register all the commands right inside the commands folder. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Right now we don't have any groups, so we don't have to worry about that. But you can see in my previous videos, we registered the groups and commands inside the bot.js file or the main file, but instead I'm doing it inside a separate file. So that way you don't ever have to worry about you know, registering it. The tool will do it itself for you. So let's take a look at some of the other features the tool has. So let's say, for example, right now we don't have any commands, right? So let me just run my bot, nodemon bot.js. Okay, so CrashCourt bot has logged in. Let's open up a new terminal in the same directory. And let's go ahead and cd out real quick. So you'll notice that there are 3 different commands you can use. So if I do djs, there's new, generate, and delete. So I can create a new project wherever I want. But for generating and deleting, you can only use these 2 commands if you're inside the correct project folder. So right now, if I try to generate a command, it's going to say cannot find djs.json file. So the djs.json file is an important file. It's kind of like the main entry point, or not the main entry point, but it defines the project itself, right? It indicates that you're actually using this tool to generate a project. So we need to make sure we have that file. So since if I ls, you can see I don't have the djs.json file, which means that this directory is not an actual project. I'm going to go and cd back into my Discord bot. And let's say if I want to add a command, right? Typically what you'd have to do is you'd have to go into the commands folder, you'd have to create a subdirectory for the group, and then you'd have to create the whole file. Like if I want to make a band command, I'd have to do bandcommand.js and then create the whole class, right? But what I have it set to do inside this for this tool is if I do djs gen or generate, it's going to ask you name of command. So we're going to say, let's say I want to make a simple kick command. So we're going to say kick. The group, so this is going to be mod group. The member name is just going to be kick for now, and then please enter description. So kick's a user from the guild. Okay, and it's going to create that command for us. But what actually happens? So before I even do anything else, let me actually show you. Let's go to test server, and our bot is online. And since it generated files, our bot was restarted. So if I do -kick, oh no, it's !kick, because we didn't set the command prefix yet. But don't worry, I'm gonna put in more prompts to get it much more properly configured. But again, this is just a prototype, but it works properly. So if you want to use it, you can. So you can see kick command works. And let me do one more command. Okay. Let's go ahead and do. So right now, let me just show you. I don't have any commands right now. If I try to do the band command, it's an unknown command, right? So let's generate the band command. So let's say djsgen ban and the name of the group. So this is important. You want to make sure you have your commands grouped together. So we're gonna say mod. Member name is just gonna be ban, and ban's a user from guild. Perfect. All right, so group already registered. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of this, but don't worry about this for now. That's just again, this is just a prototype. Basically, what I'm just saying over here is like, since we already have the mod group already, we're just gonna put the ban command inside the same folder. Okay, so if I try to do ban command works. So obviously, it doesn't actually ban a user. You're gonna have to implement that yourself. Okay, so if we go into the commands folder, you're gonna see we have a brand new subdirectory called mod. Okay, that's the name of our group. And then we have the band command.js file, and we have the kick command.js file. So you can see it's just a simple template. It's nothing too crazy. Again, it could be more complicated if I asked for more questions in the CLI prompt. Like right now, it doesn't have any arguments, but we can prompt the user to set more arguments. But you can see right now, it's just a simple template, and then we implement the async run function so that we can actually have the command work. And then we just have to have the user implement the band command and the kick command, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. And one more thing that I do want to mention is that, so normally whenever you register new groups, or whenever you have a new command group, you always need to make sure you register it. So the djs.json file, the registry file will take care of this all the time. Okay, so the djs.json file will pretty much save these groups inside this groups array. Okay, and then the registry.js file will read that array and register those groups for you. So let's go ahead before we stop. Let's just generate one more command, but with a different group. So djsgen, name of command. Let's just call it. I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a fun command. Let's see. Let's do a simple fun, I guess, because I'm not creative. Fun. Member name fun. A simple fun command. If I go over here, you're going to see it generates a new folder, fun command. Okay. Same thing, and if we try to use the command fun command works. Go to djs.json. It's going to register a new group for us. And let's try making one more command, djsgen. And let's just say the name of the command is going to be, I don't know, get meme, I guess. And theoretically, it would just pretty much fetch an API and get a meme. A group of command is going to be fun, member name, get meme, and gets a meme from the API server. It's going to generate this command for us. And if I do get meme command works, and we can try again. You can play around with this, and you can see why this is going to be. It's much faster, much easier. So instead of having to create a directory, do all this stuff, it pretty much does all this for you. So I'm obvious. So right now, let me before I get off, let me show you one more thing. So right now we've only touched the Commando framework, but I want to go ahead and go over the regular vanilla library. So let's just do DJS. So what would you like to do? New. So one more thing I want to mention is if you try to create the same project with the same name, it's with like if you try to create a project with a name that already exists in the current directory, it's going to tell you project name exists already. So that's a good feature. That's making sure that you don't override any of your files. So we're just say DJS2. So we're going to say discord.js. We're not going to install the Commando framework. And let's go ahead and enter our bot token. I'm just going to copy it from here, to be honest with you. Right, let's just copy that and let's paste that in. All right, so let's go into DJS-2 and let's open up the text editor. All right, so you can see right now there's no commands folder, but soon there might be. I'm not sure because I do want to set something up where you can easily set up commands for you, but this project itself is more of a a faster project, I guess. It's like it's just supposed to set everything up for you so that you get a simple boilerplate, I guess. But it doesn't really do anything for you right now because with the Commando framework, it makes sense to obviously create something that can easily allow you to create fast commands. With this one, you kind of have to manually type everything out. But I think what I might do is I'll probably have it so that you can set up commands, and I'll just like we'll figure something out. Well, I'll figure something out. But again, if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to leave a comment down below or join my Discord server and just come on, say a couple things, whatever, leave suggestions, leave comments, feedback, whatever it is. And if you guys want to check the source code out, or if you guys want to try it out yourselves, you can either just install it through npm. Just if you do npm install discord.js-cli, it'll work. And I'm probably for the Python one, I'm probably gonna do a separate. Probably gonna make it a separate thing for the Python one, and I'm just gonna keep this Discord.js for its own thing. So yeah, but if you guys want to try it out, you can either clone the repository, or you can just install it through npm, with whichever one works for you. And yeah, so hopefully you guys like this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Peace.